Powered by Penguin. Blood and Gold. Written by Michael Trant. Narrated by Ric Herbert.
We at Penguin Random House Australia
acknowledge that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples
are the traditional custodians
and the first storytellers of the lands on which we live and work.
We honour Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples' continuous connection to country,
waters, skies
and communities.
We celebrate Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander stories,
traditions and living cultures.
And we pay our respects to elders, past and present.
For Kylie, my own little nugget. Author's note. The town of Kew is a real place. However, some of the buildings and surrounding areas mentioned in this book are not, created to suit the story as it developed. The characters are most certainly all fictional. If any of them seem familiar to listeners, that's probably because, in my experience, small towns tend to have similar sorts residing in them. Same people, different faces, that sort of thing. It is also true that far too many prospectors and tourists have perished in the WA outback over the years, but I've tried not to include too many resemblances to real-life cases out of respect to their families. Prologue. The man talked too much. They watched him from the corner of the bar, sipping their beers as he spoke. He was older, not quite in that grey nomad bracket, but getting bloody close, and his nose, cheeks and balding head were tinged pink by the sun. Either he'd forgotten a hat, or he didn't think it was needed on such a cold, clear day. Red dirt and sweat stained his jeans and shirt, and there were grubby patches on his neck, missed as he'd hurriedly washed, no doubt too excited to get into town to show off his big find. The bloody fool. "Couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it," he said to the small crowd that had formed around him. Tourists mostly. You could spot them a mile away. Even the ones who tried to blend in by wearing work boots and clothes that didn't look like they'd come straight out of a Kathmandu sale catalogue. But you could always tell. It was the hint of wariness they carried, as though they were unsure of these backward locals who chose to live in such a desolate place and worried the vastness outside might swallow them up if they strayed too far off the track. They were right to be worried, especially if they came into the pub bragging about the gold nugget they just found. "Where'd you find it?" asked one woman.
"Sample complete. Ready to continue?"